This is the Fellowship of the North, an actual play of the One Ring from Stories with Dice. If you're enjoying our actual plays, please subscribe to Stories with Dice so you'll never miss an episode. Don't forget to rate and review us. It really helps others discover the podcast. Follow us on social media to stay updated. You'll find the relevant links in the description of each episode. Welcome to Stories with Dice. We're playing the One Ring from Free League, and this is episode 9, Journey to the North Downs. In our last episode, the company departed Rivendell and took the East Road west, only to be drawn into a brutal fight with a hungry stone troll. A band of rangers soon arrived, and together they brought the creature down. And now our tale resumes. The leader of these rangers gives his name as Hiraval, and he says, "We heard the sounds of your struggle and came at once to lend aid. We are glad to stand beside fellow rangers and their companions. Perhaps when your errand is complete, the favor shall be returned in kind. There is a manor in the Weather Hills, north of Weathertop, where my family dwelt of old. I long to reclaim my family's estate, but our numbers are too few. Were you to lend your aid, I am confident of our success."
Hiraval, sir, I'm more than happy to offer our aid once we have done our deed we are trying to accomplish currently. If you give me the details of where your estate may be, we can arrange to see what we can do to help you.
That is very kind of you. And your name is?
My name is Halbaran. Others call me Ashcloak.
Ashcloak. I have heard that name in my travels. He asks to see your guide's map and marks on it where in the Weather Hills his family's estate is.
Well, we will more than happily help you. We will probably be coming back this way, so we will probably do it then. We are off to the North Downs.
That is a long journey, my friend.
While we're all here, should we all chip in and try and get these logs moved off the road so no other travelers have to be inconvenienced?
Yes, of course, my lady. So the rangers lend their strength to yours, helping drag the toppled trees from the road. As you work, they mention that their company is known as the Wardens of the Weather Hills. Now, during the break, Pete mentioned examining the ruined pushcart and scattered belongings, so why don't you go ahead and give me that scan roll now, Pete?
It's not my best skill.
That's a failure. You find a crusted patch of dried blood on the torn dwarven cloak lying in the dirt, but little else, only scattered pots and pans and the splintered wreckage of the broken pushcart. The poor dwarf, one of the rangers, murmurs. He must have run afoul of the troll and become a swift meal.
I'll hand the scrap of cloak to Baranwin. How old do you reckon this is? Do you reckon the victim might still be nearby?
Let's take a look. Like, how dried is the blood on there?
Probably at least half a day.
Yeah, it's not fresh by my reckoning. I couldn't even begin to say whether he lived or not. But I'm curious about the toys that are also in this. Like, did he have children with them?
More than likely he was a merchant, and they were just, these are toys that, they're actually all of dwarven make, and you know, Baranwin, that the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain are famous for making children's toys. So he was most likely on his way to Bree to sell his wares.
Most unfortunate. I'm going to take one of the toys that's still in good condition and put it with my horse.
Okay. It's a little hobby horse carved out of wood.
Maybe if we come across the Storrs family, we can give it to them and they can have some memento or piece.
Would you mind if we shared your camp for the evening? We have provisions. We're happy to share them with you.
By all means.
You make camp a little way off the road over a shared meal. Hiraval speaks at length about his dream of reclaiming his family's estate. After a time, he catches himself and laughs quietly, realizing he's gone on too long about his own hopes and plans. Turning to Halbrand, he asks, "And you, friend, what is it that matters most to you in life?"
That is a big question, Hiraval. I guess the most important thing for me in life is to make sure that those that can't protect themselves are protected.
Well spoken. And what of your companions?
I look at Assel. He is also a ranger.
Easy. That's to fulfill my duty. And a month ago, I could have told you what that was very easily. But currently, I'm not so sure.
Well, a month ago, what was it?
It was to support the Rangers in their fight to defend the whole of Middle-earth.
And now, what has changed that has made you question this? I'm sorry if I am prying. I do not mean...
It's purely what has changed is my view of what my role might be in that struggle.
But you are still in the struggle.
Of course.
And you, Elf, tell us. I have yet to know your name.
My name is Daniel of Lindon.
Long have I wished to see those shores. I have heard that it is beautiful beyond measure.
It is indeed, with the colors of autumn, the smell of the sea, and all ruins of the Alps. I still miss it, even if it has just been a few weeks. Feels like an age.
I hope to visit one day. Perhaps after we retake my family's estate at some future point. I will repay your kindness by visiting you at your home, if that is what you wish.
Yes, everyone is welcome to the shores.
And for you, what do you deem is most important in your life, Daniel of Linden?
Crush your enemies, to see them driven before you.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
Sorry, I just couldn't.
I had that up, ready to go.
Because it was like, oh man, you're making me think of Conan. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's like, what? I'm so
more befitting a Bjorning, I think, than an elf of a scholar, an elf and a scholar. But
yeah, stealing that from me.
Is that your final answer? You're going to go with that to crush your enemies?
No, I'm seeking the wisdom of my people and all the people of Middle-earth. I'm seeking the ancient ruins of Eriador and any other kingdom in Middle-earth. Because it's important to keep the past and to learn from the past to understand what we are going to be probably fighting in the future. This is not over. Not at all. So yes, wisdom and knowledge is what drives me.
Well said. Well said, Daniel of Linden. This fight is far from over. And just think, if we were to reclaim my family's estate, our guard would be renewed. What of you, Baranwin? You have been quiet this evening.
Lost in thought is all.
What is most important to you in this life?
To protect the weak and challenge the shadow. And in doing so, hopefully I can find a place or a mission where I can put my strength to more than just survival.
With folk such as these in the wilds, I have hope. Hope for the future. Hope for the Weather Hills. Hope for my estate. I thank you for your company and for this fine meal. I will see you in the morning. And he and his men turn in. Is there anything you guys want to do or discuss before you turn in?
I mean, I guess the decision is: do we want to continue on to Weathertop, or just cut across country now, seeing as we're at the top of the bend of the road, and we just cut straight up?
I think we might as well just go, no?
All right, so if we go to Weathertop from here, we're just going to be doubling back anyway and adding like 7 days onto our trip. And for what benefit?
You'd be able to heal the fatigue that you've got, I guess.
Like, mechanically speaking, it'd only be like 1 fatigue on a prolonged rest, yeah?
Mechanically speaking, it would be the prolonged rest would let you recover 1 fatigue, and then you would all roll travel to try to see if you can recover more.
But we'd only get the 1, potentially 2 or 3 back. Yeah.
1 guaranteed. And like, we're sitting at, 3 right now?
Yeah. So we could just...
No, I don't know if it's worth it, because then we're just going to have to backtrack and potentially run into more issues. I'm of a mind that we just start heading north now.
Cut across country. Cut out the green gem.
How does everyone else feel about that? Danny and Assel, you've been quiet?
Yeah, if it's if that's the decision of the majority of the party, I'm happy to navigate from here.
Well, do you have any misgivings about that? Anything holding you back?
Yeah, if everybody's happy to forego the chance for a prolonged rest,
it'll save us a week on this trip.
I'll take some bearings and plot a course.
Okay. In the morning, Hiraval bids you farewell and wishes you success in your errand. He tells you that he hopes your paths will cross again. Leave word with Barleyman Butterbur at the Prancing Pony, he says, and we will arrange to meet you at Weathertop. With that, he and his company turn east toward the last bridge. The day is overcast. As you break camp and resume your journey, a light drizzle begins to fall. Assel, you may use your useful item on this marching test.
Yep, great success.
You ride north for 4 days, keeping the weather hills to your west. There is no road to follow, only game trails winding through the untamed wilds. Here and there, the broken crowns of old watchtowers rise above the treeless heights. Each day reveals another stretch of lonely wilderness, and each hollow hides the remnants of ruins half swallowed by the land. Silence presses close, broken only by the creak of leather, the steady beat of horse hooves on the trail, and the distant cry of a lone hawk wheeling high above. Ed, roll a d6 for the event target, and then make a favored feat die roll to determine the event.
Okie dokie. Let's have a 5.
Ooh, a 5. That is the hunter.
We'll call that a 4.
Okay, and you have a +1 from your fellowship phase bonus, so that's a 5. So that is a mishap. Okay.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Everyone gains 2 fatigue for this part of the journey, except, of course, for Halberd.
I love it. Great.
Yeah.
This is like, I love wandering around in the world. It's great. It's wonderful.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Give me your hunting roll, Branwen. And I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit to help turn this event into something.
Something good, I hope.
It's a mishap, wasn't it? It's a good mishap.
You know what? I might use hope.
Okay.
I have an ill feeling about going out on this hunt and trying to rally myself. It's like, nope, it's all in my mind. I've got this. My friends are counting on me.
Well, look at that. Okay. A great success with a Gandalf, right? So you're out foraging for food and fresh water, and you find enough to sustain the company. What lucky break or clever action lets you gather these supplies that eases the journey and avoids a terrible mishap?
As I was walking down by the river, there was a log that was fallen. It seemed sturdy enough, but when I went to go it was big enough that I had to step on it to step over it. And when I stepped on it, my foot, I heard splintering, my foot went through it, and it was stuck for a moment. But by the time I was able to get my foot out, I looked in the hole and I found a trove of stashed food from some travelers in the past, as well as some mushrooms growing around it.
That's wonderful. I love that. All right. So yeah, you return to the company with mushrooms and dried provisions, and no additional fatigue for you.
Heck yeah.
Great. Give us your marching test again.
Yeah, ordinary success.
The game trail dwindles and the woods press closer around you so that for the next 3 days you must dismount and guide your horses. The clouds at last begin to part, and the lingering drizzle finally stops. Now I'm rolling the event target this time, so we have the lookout, and the journey event is a joyful sight. There's no fatigue gain for this event, so Idanian, give us your awareness test. If the roll succeeds, everyone in the company regains 1 point of hope.
Failure. Sorry.
Your keen eyes glimpse a sun-washed clearing ahead, and there, motionless as carved ivory, stands a white stag of rare and noble bearing. But your misplaced step breaks a twig with a sudden crack. The stag startles, head rising swiftly in alarm, and then it vanishes into the deep green shadows. Since he failed the roll and startled the stag, no one regains hope. It looks like Tony is no longer your most valuable player.
Oh, no.
Apparently not.
I mean, I think it looks like Assel's Pete's our most valuable player.
Don't say that.
I know, he's about to make another roll here. The final roll, I think.
2 eyes of Sauron, come on.
And you watch your filthy mouth.
Success.
That's another 3 days of travel, and if all goes well, you should reach the Standing Stones just before nightfall. The event target is the Scout, and the event is a mishap. Halbrand, go ahead and give us your Explore roll.
I think I'm gonna... there's nothing more I can kind of use, so I'm just gonna do a straight roll. No hope for me. See what happens. Oh, a great success. It's amazing.
Guided by your skill and sure-footed judgment, the company strides on swiftly and unhindered toward the Standing Stones, now visible on the distant rise. So what hazard do you perceive or quietly divert the company from that keeps your progress unbroken?
So I guess we start getting into the hills themselves, right, in the North Downs. We sort of kind of go from Rudor's kind of like flat, rocky kind of things into the tree line, and then making our way into sort of like the into the hills. So instead of cutting straight across, I notice that there is the sort of like from the North Downs. They're kind of like hilly, rocky kind of hills, aren't they? So there's there's small little streams and waterfalls coming from the high ground into the lower ground, and I managed to navigate around sort of like boggy, swampy kind of like areas, which allows us to kind of skip around. And in fact, we find an old part of an old road that may have once been here, and we use that for firm footing.
Oh, yeah, like an old like cart rut road, yeah.
Yeah. That might have been here from, ages past.
Mm-hmm.
And the land has reclaimed most of it, but allows us to kind of like skip through and maybe have a shortcut around. Instead of having to go around the bog, we go through the bog over the actual road, which might have been at one point a raised bridge, but the land has kind of since swallowed most of it.
Excellent. So, and ahead of you, as you get to the crest of that hill where the Standing Stones are, it rises up above a small wood, and its summit is mostly bare, but for tufts of grass clinging to the thin rocky soil. And at its crown are 5 shadowed stones, thrust upward like the teeth of some long-dead beast. 4 stand close together in a crooked, menacing row, while the 5th is shorter and thicker and leans apart from them like a solitary fang shattered from a jaw.
Baranwin has the question.
Yes.
Okay, so my useful item with the backpack, does that do anything on our typical travel rolls?
So at the end of the journey, which is right now, you can roll travel, and the adjustable backpack will give you a bonus die to make that roll. And depending on the quality of your success, you'll be able to remove 1, 2, or 3 fatigue points.
I had a successful travel roll.
Just a regular success?
Just a regular success.
So you can remove 1 fatigue point.
Hell yeah.
Assel, you can remove 1.
Marco, can I make the roll, and if I get extra successes, pass them to others?
I will say yes. Idanian has failed, so go right ahead and maybe help him out.
So I get 1 egg. I don't recover. I just have 5 total.
Okay, so Halbrand has turned your failure into a success, Idanian, so you can remove 1 fatigue point.
So whatever I had before, just 1 less. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what are you doing?
So yeah, we follow the road up or the path up, the kind of animal path up there, and have a look around, I guess.
As you tie up your horses and climb the path toward the summit, a foul stench of decaying carcasses rises to meet you, and the air hums with the droning of countless flies. Then, at the crest of the hill you see it, a dense, swirling cloud of flies buzzing above a pit dug into the very center of the stone circle.
I'm going to peer into the pit.
Okay, in the pit you see the mangled remains of 2 horses and 2 men, savagely slain and partly devoured.
From this distance, can I make out what possibly could have done this? How far, well, I guess first question, how far is it to the bottom of the pit?
It's not very far. You could jump down without a problem, without getting hurt. It's about the height of a grown man.
Okay, so then second question would be, can I see what potentially caused their demises and the chew patterns without getting closer, because this is fucking disgusting.
It is disgusting. Yeah, so you have enemy lore wargs. So, and you've had many dealings with wargs and other wolf kind. So, yes, they were eaten by a warg, a very large warg, larger than any that you have ever come across. And you also recognize the half-burnt remains of the horse's bridle as having belonged to the men of Dale that you crossed the mountains with.
And these were the ones that I actually crossed with, and not those that died on the way.
Correct.
This is not a good place. While I'm saying that, I want to look around to see if I could discern, potentially if there's multiple wargs or if it's just one, by the size of their footprints and whatnot.
Okay, why don't you give me a hunting roll?
That I can do. And great, succeeding.
So with that great success, you find not only the prints of a pack of wargs, but also goblins. And alongside a massive paw print indicating that one of those wargs in that pack was of an enormous size. What are the rest of you guys doing while Baranwin is doing this?
I mean, as an elf, I'm probably taken back by the foul smell of death and remains of whatever is there. So we'll probably just let them go there to the pit. I would probably go to the standing stones, trying to gather knowledge. I mean, probably I'm attracted to whatever signs they might have, whatever stories they might tell. So we'll probably just ignore them and move to the first stone there.
Yeah, so you find that the stones have runes carved into them. Give me a lore roll.
Great success.
Okay, so with that great success, you know that these runes are written in the language of the hill folk, the hillmen of Rudar, and the inscriptions have recently been defiled with scrawls and foul symbols, and you know that these markings are an invocation in a debased dialect of the common tongue used by orcs and goblins, praising the Fang of the North.
Do I know what is the Fang of the North?
No, you don't.
Not yet, at least.
What about you, Halbrand and Assel?
I'll be feeling quite uneasy about the place and scanning the horizon, basically, while everybody else is here.
Okay, give me an awareness test.
Yeah, Gandalf. Automatic success.
Nice.
While you scan the horizon, the clouds break for a moment, and the last rays of the setting sun glint off blades in the tree line at the eastern base of the hill. Having come up from the south, your horses are well away from the danger, tied some distance from where the weapons now gleam in the fading light.
On seeing that, I'll basically point it out to Halberin.
Well, if Asl points it out to me, I have a quick look around to see how easily defensible this location is, or if it's not. I mean, looking at the map.
Well, you have the high ground.
Yeah, it looks like there's 2 paths in, and it looks like it's harder around the other edges unless they're climbing and stuff. I guess while I'm looking at that, my brain is kind of like whirring. What do I know about the standing stones from my extensive traveling in the region?
Give me a lore roll.
Was I asleep at school that day? I was indeed asleep during ranger training that day. No idea. I failed.
Okay. Yeah, so all you can discern is that from the burnt bones and the grisly scene in the pit, and there are other remains, older remains of animals like, boar and deer, as well as what looks like maybe the bones of men or dwarves, that these are offerings of some kind. That's about all you can discern.
From what you've said already, I'm kind of figuring that it was at some point the Hiltmen of Rordur's place to kind of like worship or to offer things, and then the Orcs and whoever else have come along and defiled it and made it their own thing as opposed to what they used to use. Okay. Well, I guess I will say to the Fellowship, we have company.
Wargs and goblins.
All right, well, we've got 2 places to defend. At least we have the high ground. I kind of like unstring my bow or string my bow. I'll kind of go to the place on the hill that's looking towards where Asl saw the glints and stuff, and I'll just keep an eye on that.
All right, so are we splitting up into the 2 paths? Okay, so where is Asl looking right now that he's seeing the glints of the metal?
In the woods surrounding the standing stone, the hill to the east, so that eastern path. So you guys came up the sort of southern path there, and there's this other path that goes east into Rudar, and that's where Asl spotted some glinting of weapons.
I'm going to take a quick look at the southern path to see if I can see anything that we have to worry about. Because no point in separating ourselves if we don't have to. I guess the good question would be, how big is the plateau of the standing stones?
Doesn't look massive.
It's not very massive.
All right. So even if something did come up the other way that I didn't see, it wouldn't take too long to close that distance. But yeah, I would like to see if I can see anything from the southern path first before I join up with the eastern path.
Okay. Give me an awareness roll.
That's a failure.
You see Bumpkus.
All right. Not seeing anything there, I'm going to head towards the other entrance where the rest are starting to form up. I guess at this point we're all rearward, aren't we? Because we would technically have a chance to loose a volley. I should probably make sure my bow is equipped.
The only for each player here in rearward must be at least 2 other adventurers in close combat.
Yeah, so we'll be...
And enemies can outnumber adventurers by more than 2 to 1.
Oops.
That's
right. Hopefully we hold them off at the thing. They might kind of like come 2 by 2, in which case we're okay.
Yeah, I want to do an opening volley and then move towards defensive.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the plan.
Yeah, but that means that we can never be more than 1 behind. Because for each player hero in rearward, there must be at least 2 in the front. So that means if we are 2 on the back, we need to have 4 in the front.
Nifty little mechanic, because it means that you end up getting swamped and you can't then fire your bow, which is...
Exactly.
Anyone who's done LARPing knows that once there's a bunch more people, yeah. there's no bow being shot.
So go ahead and make your opening volleys.
So for opening, are we still considered rearward? I don't think so.
No, we're just wherever we are, and then...
Okay, so then I'm going to put myself in defensive to start.
Yeah, and I'll have to be there with you to make the numbers balance so we can keep someone at the back. Yeah. Yeah, I'll join my ranger friend in open.
Well, obviously, I see the warg. So, wild wolf in this case.
You see red.
I see red. And if it's red, it's dead.
Oh.
Take that, yeah. Filthy animal. So, Idanian still has to do his opening volley, yeah?
Yeah, looks like Halbrin and Assel both failed.
So we'll just shoot at the archers. Failure.
Okay, so the goblins and the wild wolf charge up the steep path toward the hill's crown, and you give them a volley. Baranwin's arrow flies true, striking the wolf, but the shots from Idanian, Halbrin, and Assel whistle harmlessly for the goblins' heads. So you ready yourselves for close combat as the goblins and the wild wolf reach the top of the hill. The goblins are clad in wolf furs, and each carries a shield crudely painted with the image of a wolf's head.
The wolf is mine.
Yeah. Success.
Yeah, so you slice into him right across his chest.
All right, well, let me attack this fool of a goblin. It's the one at the top. I got a special success.
Ooh, extraordinary.
Extraordinary. So I'm going to go with... Yeah, we're going to go with a heavy blow.
Okay.
Oh.
You may explain to us how you've disemboweled this foul creature and sent him back to the abyss.
I cut down on him. He kind of rushes towards me, and I basically split his shoulder through, lopping off his left arm and leave him sprawling on the floor. Come on! I shout from the top.
Baranwin, that wolf is yours, huh?
Yes, the wolf is mine. Because I have enemy lore wargs, does that transfer over to wolves?
Yeah, wild wolves are akin to wargs, so...
Does that give me anything mechanical?
No, it just lets you know that, like, they're afraid of fire. It lets you know, like, if you could invoke that distinctive feature if you're rolling for, like, hunting, because maybe you're hunting wargs or something, and it would give you that extra bonus if you're spending hope, that sort of thing.
I'm hunting wargs now. All right. I'm going to move cautiously up to the wild wolf, knowing how they attack, knowing their movements, and with my shield raised, obviously. And I'm going to try and take a swing at it with my axe in one-handed stance.
Okay, and he's spending a point of hate to make your attack ill-favored.
Then I'm spending a point of hope to say no. You know what? I'm not going to do that just yet. Make a protection roll.
That should have been ill-favored. You should have rolled 2 feat die.
Well, son of a bitch.
Roll 1 feat die, and we'll see if it's worse than the roll that you made.
All right.
Because you rolled a 10, so
yeah,
it's probably going to be worse. It's a 6. Okay, so no protection test for you.
11, 14 total, and difficulty 15.
Okay, so you missed. As you go to attack him with your long-hafted axe, he just all of a sudden is flanking you on the other side. Like he just very quickly just moves out of the way of your axe.
That was a 9, not a 6.
Oh, that was a 9?
Well, yeah, it was.
9, yeah.
Well, that changed things.
That does significantly.
So that's a hit.
Yeah. So what triggers a piercing blow?
It is a 10 and a Gandalf.
Yeah. Okay. So at least the damage is done. So 6 damage. Just no piercing.
Okay, yeah. So he moves very quickly out of the way, but not fast enough, and you still manage to graze him with your axe, and he yelps as that blade sort of slices through his skin. Idanian. So they've run up to the hill and they've drawn these jagged knives, except for this larger goblin here who has a scimitar.
Okay, so I will go the one that is in front of me, just to slow them down, so they don't reach. If I manage to shoot anything straight, I don't know why I'm rolling so bad.
That's a failure. You take aim at the leader of the goblins, a large, snarling orc. He snaps his shield up just in time, and your arrow thunks solidly into the wood. Baring his teeth, he lets out a low, savage growl. "Take the elfling alive! Kill the others!" Then he swings his scimitar at Halberin, and he rolls an eye. Halberin takes 3 points of damage, and now must make a protection test.
Why is it me? Why is it always me? He just hurts me a little.
Halberin is protected. So he thrusts his scimitar at you, and what do? You deflecting it with your sword?
Yeah, I kind of use the sword to parry with it. Kind of look at him, having killed one goblin. I'm like, all right, you're next.
A goblin rushes at Assel, brandishing a jagged, rusty knife. He swings and misses, but then a second goblin jabs Assel in the side for 2 endurance damage. And then the wild wolf lunges at Barandwin.
Let it come.
So this wild wolf tries to bite at you, but he's already been pretty badly wounded. You easily deflect him before he bites you.
Okay, so before we start this round, does anyone want to change their stance?
Nope, I'm good.
I think I'm going to move to open, because opening volley, defensive mode, now the wolf has tried to attack me, now I'm pissed off.
Anyone else? No?
Yep. I'm in open stance now, yeah.
Okay.
Because I've got 2 on me, so I'm less committed.
Yeah. Okay. Halberin.
Guess I'm going to be attacking the... do I want to attack him, or do I want to kind of enhearten him? No, I think I'll just attack him. Right, I guess I'm going after the big dude. Okay. Let's attack this guy. I think we're doing quite well, so I'm going to spend a point of hope. And I get a success. Oh, wounded that guy.
Tell us how you have killed him.
Oh, okay. So I guess as he kind of comes over the half corpse of the goblin, he kind of swings at me. I take a step to the side. I see there's like a chink in if he's wearing armor or anything, and I grab his arm and I shove my sword into his armpit.
Yeah, he's wearing a mail shirt.
Yeah, stick it in that kind of like loop where the mail shirt would be. Just stick it straight in there, and then I kind of kick him back down the ramp.
Nice. Okay. Barandwin.
So I got the wolf and the goblin beside me, so I'm going to continue going after the wolf, which is wounded and probably near death, I'm hoping. I'm not putting anything special into this, and I'm rolling. And I'm damaging for 6 damage.
Tell us how you kill him.
I take a low sweep of my axe, pushing the head of the wolf with my shield, connecting like a bit of a sucker punch to the left, and taking my axe and cleaving down or swiping down to try and bury itself in its spine as it's falling down from the punch.
Yeah, okay. You sever its spine in 2, and it just makes one final yelp, and then it just collapses to the ground.
And then trying to pivot and face the goblin that has dared to come against me.
Emboldened by what's going on around me, take a big swing at the one in front of me. That's a success.
All right. Tell us how you've killed him.
Yeah, I've just taken a big swing. He's just hit me, grazed me, and I've stepped back and just, with his guard is now open, I've just taken a big swing across him and hacked into his side.
Okay, yeah, he's got this massive wound in the side of his abdomen, and just his guts just spill out as his flesh opens up, and he's like holding his intestines in his hands as he crumples to the ground.
So seeing that Beranwin only has one goblin, no?
Yes.
So I'm gonna target that one so she can help the others. I'm gonna try to kill that one. Using my cultural blessing.
For our listeners, a Danyan has a cultural blessing that allows him to spend 1 point of hope before a skill roll to achieve a magical success. That means the action automatically succeeds, but he still rolls the dice to see if he gets a higher degree of success.
That's a cool ability.
Okay, so tell us what this... It describes sort of this magical success of your arrow, which kills this goblin outright.
Well, imagine that because we're all moving around, it's just more me, I'm running, trying to position myself, and it feels when I shoot the arrow that it's kind of combing in the air as I'm moving on the side and seeking this goblin and just basically hits him on the neck and dies.
Elves and their bows. Nice.
I think we only have one goblin still standing.
That's the one that's near me. Yeah.
And he is going to turn tail and run. So does anyone want to take a pot shot at this fleeing goblin?
Yeah, I've got a spear which I can throw, so I'm going to basically switch from my sword to my spear and I throw it at the goblin as he's running. Seems like the right thing to do. Let's give that a go.
I want to chase him down.
Let's throw that spear. Nope.
Ooh, you almost had a Gandalf.
Okay, I will shoot, but will not use any fancy stuff. Great success.
Excellent.
So with heavy blow, I will use a heavy blow.
The goblin flees down the narrow path. Halbrand's spear whistles over his head, just as Idanyan's arrow drives cleanly into the back of his skull. The creature jerks, collapses, and tumbles lifelessly down the hillside.